Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jackie and today we're doing a full body flow, so you can expect some heart openers, hip openers, some core activation, some arm strength, and maybe also a little something in there to challenge you as well. And as always, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so I can continue giving you more yoga flows like this, and make sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever a new flow is released. All right, if you're ready, let's head on over to the mat and we'll get started. Let's start in a comfortable seated position. And first of all, let's just ground down through our sit bones and then lift up through our spine and the sides of the body. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and all the way back. And let's close down our eyes and just take a few moments here to arrive on our mat today. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose. Let the air travel down through your lungs to your belly, expanding as you breathe in. And then letting that air travel back out through your nose or mouth. Just finding your breath and your center before we start our practice today. Noticing how you're feeling in your body, in your mind, emotionally. And just sit with it for a moment, no matter how you're feeling. Accepting it for what it is in this moment. Let's take one more deep breath in and sigh it out. And then let's open our eyes. Let's circle the arms to the side, reach it all the way up, and bring it down to your heart center. Breathe and reach it up. This time let's bring the arms into cactus, 90 degrees on either side of your body. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing in, reach it back up. And breathe out, hands to your heart center. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Breathe in, pull your hands down, roll the shoulders back. Look up to the sky. And breathing out, head comes down to your chest. And roll the head from side to side. Keep pulling down with your hands and pressing down with your shoulders. And then releasing the hands. Let's bring the right arm across and hook the left arm underneath. Getting a nice stretch through the upper arms. And then turning the right thumb down to face the mat. And releasing, and we'll come to the other side. Left arm across, right arm hooks underneath. And then turning the left thumb down towards the mat. And releasing. We'll do a few wrist warm-ups. So what we want to do is draw figure eights with our hands and our fingers. And just move slowly, but we want to try and get to the full extremities of our twist. I don't know if you can hear, but my arm is cracking every time I do this. That's okay. That's totally normal for me. Maybe yours is doing the same thing. And now maybe you want to bring your fingers into it. So we want to spread them wide one by one as we open up. and then also bring them in. So it might take a bit of a while just to figure that out. It's a little bit of a brain teaser. All right, let's take one more breath here. And then just gently hold on to one wrist and shake it out. And then the other. And let's make our way onto all fours. Wrists underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. Take a few rounds of cat and cow in your own time. Breathing in to open up to the chest and breathing out to round. And you're welcome also to take any other movements that you need to, just to open up through your body. We'll take one more round wherever you are. And then let's come back to a neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes, and then we'll find our way to downward facing dog. Again, just take a few moments here. Do whatever you need to for your body. One more breath here. And we'll come to stillness. Press the hands and feet into the mat. Lengthen through your spine. Reach your tailbone up to the sky. And let's bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Let's bring the feet to hip width distance apart. Hold on to opposite elbows and just sway from side to side. And then releasing the hands, let's slowly roll up through the spine. Let your head hang until the very last moment. And then either keeping your feet hip width distance or bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. We'll do a few Surya Namaskar A. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out to fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, stepping back to your high plank. Press your shoulder blades up to the sky. Engage through your core. Let's bring the knees down to the mat. Chest and chin comes down. Breathing in, let's slide forward. Baby cobra. Untuck the toes. Roll up. And then press it back to your downward facing dog. Hold here for one breath. And then bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to your heart center. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, stepping left foot back and then right, high plank. Lower the knees again, chest and chin comes down. Breathing in, slide forward, baby cobra. Untuck the toes, open up the chest. And breathing out, downward facing dog. One breath again. Lengthen through your spine. Bend the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out to fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to your heart center. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Breathing out, stepping back to your high plank. This time, knees on or off the mat, your choice. Let's come into Chaturanga Dandasana. And then cobra or upward facing dog, whichever you're ready for. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Let's bring the right knee into the chest And place the foot on the outside of the right hand, coming into our lizard pose. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. And then either staying up high on your hands, or maybe you're ready to come down onto your elbows. Just getting a nice stretch through the hips. And just try to let everything relax down towards your mat. There's no need to hold on to any muscles. We'll take one more breath here. And on the next breath, if you're on your elbows, let's come up onto the hands. Tuck the left toes, step back to your downward facing dog. And we'll come to the other side. Left knee into the chest. Place a foot on the outside of the left hand. Drop the right knee and untuck the toes. Again, staying up on your hands or maybe coming down onto your elbows, whichever you're ready for. And just noticing that maybe both sides can be quite different. Try to let your hips sink down towards the mat. And on your next breath, let's come back up onto the hands, tuck the right toes, and step back to your downward facing dog. And let's bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, step your feet in between your hands. Take a breath in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out, fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to your heart center. Let's bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down in that invisible chair. If you look down, see if you can see your toes wiggling in front of your knees. Scoop up the belly. And then let's shift our weight forward over the balls of our feet so that we can gently float up onto our tippy toes. But we want to keep our hips in line, so we don't want to bounce up and down. And then a little challenge here. See if we can swan dive forward. We'll straighten up the legs, keeping up on our tippy toes. And then arms come to either side. Lead with your chest, coming all the way down onto the mat. Nice job. Let's stay up on tippy toes. Let's bring our right knee into the chest, bending that foot. And then lower down. Left knee bends. And then lower down. Take one more breath here. And then lower down through the feet, step back. Let's flow through vinyasa here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Breathing in, upward facing dog. And breathing out, downward facing dog. On the next breath in, let's reach the right foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. Make sure that your toes are still pointing down to the mat. And then let's point through that foot and then open up through the hips, but we're keeping the legs straight. So we're coming into a straight-legged scorpion tail, if you will. Try to press that right leg up towards the sky. And then let's bend the knee and come into our wild thing, dropping the foot behind you on the mat. Breathe in, reach the hips up, scoop the arms up. And breathing out, coming back to your high plank. Bring the knee into your chest. And then we're bringing that leg across the other side of the body, pivoting onto the inside edge of that left foot. Straighten the right leg, bend down through the left, reach the left arm up. Coming into a modified fallen triangle. And then bending the right knee back into your chest, come back to your high plank. Bring the knee to your chest and lower down. And then take the left leg, straighten the leg. We're pressing it over towards the right side, crossing it across, and then to the left, making these rainbow shapes with the legs. Engage through your core. One more time. And then bring the knee into your chest, scoop the belly, and then let's press it up towards the sky. Press the heel of the foot up to the sky and make sure the knee is also in line with the hips. And then let's reach the right arm back, Hold on to whatever you can. Maybe it's the toes, maybe it's the ankle. Press the foot into the hands, coming into your tiger pose. Keep breathing and open up through the heart. And then releasing the leg. Bring the knee into the chest, breathe out. And then step the foot back. And then reach up through the hips. Right knee comes in the chest, and then press it back, three-legged dog. And then again, a little challenge here. You can come into a one-legged vinyasa, or you can bring the foot down, high plank, and flow through your regular vinyasa. If you've got your leg up, try to keep it up, shift your weight forward, and then come down, bend the arms, breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, let's all meet in downward facing dog. Take one breath here. And then let's bend through the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out to fold forward. Breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. And breathing out, hands to your heart center. Let's bring big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Breathing in, sweep the arms up, coming into your chair pose. See if you can press the shoulders down and back. And then let's bring the weight forward and lift up through the heels, coming onto tippy toes. And then coming into a little challenge, straighten up through the legs and the body. Staying up on the tippy toes and then diving forward, arms to either side, leading with your chest. Fingertips come down to the mat. Nice job. And bending the left knee into the chest and lower down. And then right knee bends into the chest and lower down. And then come down through the heels, step back to your high plank. Flow through vinyasa in your own time. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. One breath here. And on the next breath, float the left foot up, three-legged dog. Toes are pointing down to the mat. And then straighten through the foot. Open up through the hips. And then press that left leg even higher if you can. Keeping the legs straight and active. And then bend the knee. And come into your wild thing. Breathing as you open up. Swoop the arm up. And then breathing out, let's come back into our high plank, knee into chest. Bring the left leg across to the right side of the body. Pivot on the right knee. Straighten through that left leg. Reach the right arm up. Shift the weight towards the back leg. And then coming back to your high plank. Left knee into chest. And then place the knee down. Right leg crosses over to the other side. Making these rainbow shapes. Engaging through the core. And then let's bring the knee into the chest. Scoop the belly in. Press the shoulder blades up to the sky. And then into tiger pose. Right leg behind. Left leg behind. Left arm holding on to the right leg. Reach it up. Press the foot into the hand. Open up through the heart. And then releasing the leg. Knee comes into the chest. Breathe out. And then step the right foot back. Lift the left knee to the chest. Press it back, three-legged dog. Again, option here to come into your one-legged vinyasa or bring the foot down, high plank, and float through. If you're coming through your one-legged vinyasa, keep that leg up if you can. Strong through the arms and the core. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. One breath here. And then bend through the knees, look to the top of the mat. Step your feet in between your hands. Breathing in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out to fold forward. And breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky. Breathing out, hands to your heart center. Let's take just a moment here with eyes closed. Grounding down through the feet. And then lifting up through the entire body. Energy comes out the crown of the head.
Find your breath, find your balance and your center. Let's open up through the eyes again. And then let's step back with the right foot, coming to turn to the side of the mat. So pressing through the outside edges of the feet, breathing in, reach the arms up high. Length through the entire body. And breathing out, we're hinging forward from the hips, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. Hands come down to the mat, and then let your head hang. So we'll just hold here for a couple of breaths. Think about pulling up through both kneecaps, pressing your tailbone up to the sky so that your spine can lengthen. And now there's the option here to float into your headstand if you're comfortable doing that. Otherwise, just stay in your wide-legged forward fold and think about bringing your head closer towards the mat. If you're coming into your headstand, let's hold fingers, head in between, and let's see if we can float up with the legs wide. Engage to the core. Nice job. Maybe you want to make some shapes with the legs, bringing them into butterfly. Strong through the core, strong through the elbow. And whenever you're ready, we'll come back down. Maybe more gracefully than I did. And then let's all breathe in, lift up halfway, flat back. Breathing out to fold forward. And then walking the hands back to the top of the mat, pivot through the feet. Step back to your high plank. Let's flow through vinyasa here. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And then let's bring our hands and walk them towards our feet. Take a moment here in your forward fold. Knees can be bent if they need to. And then hands on the mat. Let's heel to the feet wide. Maybe they come off the mat. And our feet are pointing at 45-degree angles. And then bending down into our goddess pose. And let's sweep the arms to the side. And let's bring the heels up. So we're pulsing it up. As we breathe in, reach the arms up. And breathe out, hands come down to your heart center. Press the shoulders down. And let's bring the hands to the knees, coming into some twists. So breathe out, let's bring the right shoulder forward, looking towards the left. Breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, left shoulder forward. Breathe in, back to center. Let's do that one more time. Breathing out, right shoulder forward. Breathing in, back to center. And then breathing out, left shoulder forward. And back to center. Breathing in, reaching up, straighten through the legs. And breathing out, hands come down. Let's heel toe the feet in. Coming to our malasana or yogi squat. Sitting all the way down. If your heels are off the mat, that's totally fine. Maybe you just want to roll up the mat to support your heels. Otherwise, let's come all the way down. Hands to heart center. Elbows on the inside. Press the knees away. Roll the shoulders back and down. And just take a moment here. Maybe you want to sway from side to side just to open up through the hips. And then let's take the fingertips down. And if we want to heel toe our feet maybe a little bit closer in, and just stretch the hands away from your body. Bring the chest and the forehead down as much as you can. It's getting a nice stretch through the spine here as well. Take a couple of breaths here. And on the next breath, let's lift up the head, walk the hands back, lift the hips up, and point the toes back to the front. And then walk forward again with the hands coming into a downward facing dog. On the next breath, let's reach the right foot up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then bring the right knee into the chest. We'll come into a half pigeon. Right foot over towards the left ankle and right knee towards the right, and then shift yourself back. Maybe you're staying up high, or maybe you're walking forward onto your elbows. Take a few breaths here. Try to let all the muscles release, especially around your hips, so that you can really allow yourself to feel the full effect of this stretch. Okay, one more breath. And let's come back up onto our hands. If you were on your elbows, tuck the left toes. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Maybe just shift your hips a bit from side to side, if that feels good. And the next breath in, left leg floats up, three-legged dog. Left knee comes into the chest, and then we come into half pigeon on the other side. Drop the back knee and then shift yourself back, staying up high or coming all the way down. Few breaths here. Really give yourself the permission to relax and sink down, using your breath to help you. And okay, let's come back up onto the hands, tuck the toes, and then step back, downward facing dog. Shift your hips from side to side. And then let's come into a wide-legged child's pose. This is where we'll finish today. So knees wide, untuck the toes, walk the fingertips forward, allow your chest and your forehead to drop down to the mat. Close down your eyes. Let your hips sink down towards the heels of your feet as you reach your fingertips further away from your body. A few deep breaths here. Think about sinking your heart closer to the mat with every breath out. And maybe imagine that my hands are on your lower back, gently pressing your hips down towards your feet. Notice the length in your spine that creates. Let's take one more deep breath here. And slowly lift up through the head. Walk your hands back towards your body. And we'll come back up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, grounding down through the sit bones. Let's circle the arms wide all the way up. And bring the hands down to your heart center. Let's do that a couple more times, as if we're scooping up all the positive energy around us. And then bring it down towards our heart. One more time. Breathe and scoop up all that good stuff. And bring it down towards your heart. Let's close down the eyes. Just take a moment here. And notice how you're feeling now, physically, in your mind, and also emotionally. Notice if that is any different to the beginning of our practice today. And just taking a moment to Be grateful for our body, for the way that it can move. Grateful for our practice. And let's slowly open up through the eyes. Let's bring our thumb to our third eye center. Thank you so much for joining me in practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you liked that flow. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I can't wait to see you back here on the mat for the next one. Bye.